Now on CoastTV News.
4th of July fun. How Delmarva celebrated. Campers catch fire. What firefighters are saying tonight. Tracking dolphins. You can help the environment with your phone.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewis as the 4th of July festivities wrap up, and I saw traffic going over the bridge there. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with ways to get home safely this 4th of July. Let's look at all the fireworks that got us to this point, though. Dewey Beach to start. Oh my goodness, spectacular fireworks out there. Maybe a little bit frozen on the screen, but they're really nice to look at, I promise that. And let's go ahead and take a look after this into Lewis. Look at this display. Absolutely beautiful out there on Lewis Beach. Well, if you know somebody who's heading home from those fireworks, there are ways to get there through a free ride. Now, this is through the recently relaunched Sober Rides program. Users in Delaware can claim a $20 voucher for Lyft or Uber to get home safely. Since 2022, officials say nearly 40% of Delaware crashes have had alcohol or drug impairment involved.
Donations are funded through our corporate partners, Delaware businesses and organizations across Delaware, and community members. So everybody has a stake in trying to get impaired drivers off the roadway.
Vouchers can be used 3:30 a.m. on July 5th. That's when they expire, so you got a couple hours. All are first come, first serve. An update to a fire at a Selbyville campground. New tonight, we know at least 3 campers were burned. The Roxana Volunteer Fire Company said one fire started in the camper and that did spread to the others. Good news though, no reported injuries. Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewis again. Again, you can see those folks driving over the bridge to the left of your screen, heading home from the fireworks. And our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams has a look at, gosh, Paul, they had the perfect weather for the fireworks.
They really did, and we talked about it earlier because we had clear skies. We really didn't have much in the way of heat and humidity that carried into the nighttime hours. So we cooled down nicely into the 70s, a cool breeze, by the way, as well. In Ocean City, same situation, 76 degrees right now. The winds, although coming out of the southwest, only at 6 comfortable miles per hour. And we see the waves coming up a little bit as well. In fact, we're going to cool down, believe it or not, Maddie, down to 69 degrees and mostly clear skies by the 3 o'clock hour. So we're going to have a bit of a chill, believe it or not, in the air. We warmed up to 86 degrees for the high today, 87. Well, that's the norm, so we're actually a skosh below the norm for this time of the year, and we're at 69 degrees in Long Neck, Millsboro, 68 in Dagsboro as well as Gumboro. But here's what we do have to watch out for. The air quality is the question and big concern. Air quality alert kicks in for Saturday, all day Saturday morning, afternoon, and evening till we get to Sunday midnight. Now, we'll talk more detail about that coming up in a moment. Until then, back to you, Maddie.
All right, Paul, thank you. University of Maryland researchers are asking people to use the app Dolphin Watch that allows citizen scientists to report dolphin sightings in real time, even uploading photos and videos to the digital app. And yes, dolphins have actually been spotted in the bay. Project coordinators say the 4th of July is the perfect time to take the plunge.
The great thing about it is that they're typically just going about their day, enjoying their waterfront or on the water activities, and they get to contribute to this really interesting research at the same time. So, for example, this weekend when folks are out on the water enjoying the holiday weekend, they can also participate in scientific research by reporting their dolphin sightings.
According to user-submitted reports on the app, dolphins have recently been spotted near Hooper's Island, off of Taylor's Island, the mouth of the Choptank River, and well into the Wye River. Increased energy assistance benefits are coming down the line for eligible Marylanders. Any household that received electric benefits last year will now receive between $250 to $1,000. Gas benefits for eligible households may be as high as $550. New tonight, we know just how much bacteria was in the ocean off Rehoboth Beach. An advisory was in place after elevated levels of bacteria were found. According to DENREC data, there were 10,462 colony-forming units of Enterococcus fecal indicator bacteria per 100 milliliters. Sounds like a lot, right? Well, it is, because for comparison, a few days earlier, it was 5 units. Today, it went down to 81. This usually happens, though, after heavy rain washes that bacteria into the water. But the city says very few people actually get sick from this. Of course, it's the 4th of July, so we would be remiss without taking you on a tour of how the holiday was celebrated across the peninsula. The Lewis Boat Parade was a big hit, hosted by the Lewis Rehoboth Beach Rotary Club. Around 50 boats set sail down the canal with thousands of viewers. The boats passed by the judges' stand at Fisherman's Wharf, where Mayor Amy Marasco was MC, and we spoke with some people enjoying that show.
We are enjoying the boat parade.
Yep.
Yeah. We did the, what did we do in Lewis?
We saw the games, all the games, and went down 2nd Street.
And we did some girl shopping.
Yeah.
The boat parade benefits the Overfalls Foundation, which supports the historic lightship there in Lewis. Heading down the coast to Bethany Beach, Bethany's parade was at noon. Streets were packed as the 2-mile parade went down, showing off classic cars, military vehicles, and a whole lot of 4th of July pride. One Bethany local looks forward to it every year.
Everything. It's always, different families that decorate their cars and stuff, and my contractor that did my remodeling and stuff, and just so many people. It's so much fun.
And it wouldn't be the 4th of July in Lewis without the Doodah Parade. People out of, well, pretty much anything. Cars, bikes, trailers, good old homemade fun make for that very unique tradition there in downtown Lewis.
We're going to go to the parade, we're going to enjoy, then we're going to have hot dogs and hamburgers and have a good evening.
There you go. Sounds like a great plan. And one tradition that drew crowds from near and far was the live reading of the Declaration of Independence in Dover. Visitors gathered on the green in Dover to hear the historic document read aloud, just steps away from the old State House.
Me and my family, we always visit a different state for the 4th of July, and so we've been to, I think, 9 different states now. And so this year we came to Delaware and decided to come to the Capitol because we thought it'd be fun and historical.
Hula hooping, drinking slushies, and eating popcorn, that's what was happening at the celebration in Mardellis Springs. Community members enjoyed food, games, and each other's company to celebrate America's birthday.
You got to come down and check it out, always. If you can't come down this year, come down next year. Make sure you're free on 4th of July in the middle of the day, 11 to 2, and you come down and check it out.
Although most of this event was free, organizers say money raised from food sales and donations go back into supporting the Adkins Historical Museum complex in Mardellis Springs. In Rehoboth Beach, the Grove Park Canal dock has been closed since February. That's when a study found the dock was unsafe. Now, after multiple meetings about the next steps, it's still closed. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson shows us options for its future.
Bikers riding by, boaters boating next to the dock that still remains closed into July after being found to have structural issues. A second structural survey was done this week to see where the dock currently sits compared to a survey early this year. Sheila Young lives right up against Grove Park and says this process has lasted way too long.
It's very frustrating because there are many folks that live here in Rehoboth and that visit here that expect to be able to use the Grove Park Canal dock for recreation and boating and just enjoyment.
I also spoke with one local here in Rehoboth Beach off camera, and they said until a survey says the Grove Park Canal dock is completely safe, they don't see a problem with it being closed. Possible options floated by commissioners are small repairs to temporarily fix the dock, completely redoing the dock, or taking it down entirely. Young says she's even seen people try and use the closed dock.
Have seen multiple boats stop at the dock and try to exit into the park to use the facilities or enjoy the park or the town, and there were people jumping over the fence.
Just minutes after CoastTV spoke with Young, we captured it ourselves. although this crew did not jump the fence. Rehoboth Beach officials tell Coast TV that data from this June 30th survey will be released at the Monday Mayor and Commissioners Workshop meeting. In Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
We are just getting started this evening. We have new information tonight on fireworks attacks in Bethany, what police need from you. And if you missed the fireworks tonight, we'll tell you where you can catch them this weekend.
And this weekend for your Bay forecast, 88 for the high on Saturday, 1 degree cooler than that on Sunday, 1 more degree cooler than that on Monday, but that's when the storms will be coming through.
Your brush has always told your story, every stroke, a step forward. Painting captivated you from the beginning. Over the decades, it's been a way to express yourself and an escape. Part of the joy has been sharing the beauty and the people of the shore with others through your work, telling stories through brushstrokes. And it's also been rewarding to pass on the love of creativity to the next generation. It reminds you of those early days when you were learning how to make the images come to life on the canvas. Life didn't always stay within the lines, but you found a way to make your mark. At Tidal Health, we are here to care for you so you can focus on creating your next masterpiece and keep charting your course. To find a provider near you, visit tidalhealth.org/chart your course.
This is Coast TV News at 11.
Parades, fireworks, even crab races. That definitely means it's 4th of July weekend. And there's a lot more to do tomorrow. Coast TV News' Christina DiRobertis has it.
Independence Day on Delmarva, it's not just a holiday, it's a whole weekend experience. Tonight, fireworks are lighting up the sky across the region. In Lewis, they'll launch from Lewis Beach at dusk. In Dewey Beach, fireworks are set to go off around 8:30 over the Rehoboth Bay, and Bethany Beach's display is expected around 9:30. Rehoboth Beach is saving its show for Saturday night. And once the fireworks wrap up, there's still more to do this weekend. In Long Neck, it's the 20th annual crab races at AmVets Post 2 on Saturday. Saturday morning, the historic Lewis Farmers Market celebrates 20 years with a tractor-led opening parade at 8 a.m., birthday cake at 10, plus plenty of fresh food and fun. Also in Lewis, the local chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution are hosting tours at the historic Mall House. It's one of the oldest homes in the area, and tours run from 10 to 2. You can check out the Cool Things to Do article on CoastTV.com for event details, tickets, and more.
Thanks to clear skies and low humidities, it made for a perfect night to enjoy all the fireworks that you could possibly muster up. And it looks like we'll have relatively cooperative conditions for tomorrow, but the air quality might be of a problem. So being that most is going to be happening at nighttime, that'll make it a little bit better, but we need to talk about the air quality for just a moment. So take a good look at Tidal Health in Salisbury. We're holding at 68 degrees. We're going to cool down nicely for the rest of the night. In fact, we'll settle into the mid-60s. Places like for Salisbury and throughout the inland areas. It won't be quite that warm along the coast because the water takes a little bit longer to cool off than, let's say, the landmass. That's the difference with the latent heat between the two areas. But we're at 68 degrees in Red and 68 also right now in Milton. Air quality alert is activated for Saturday for all of Delaware. Now that's inclusive of our immediate area of Sussex County and really not necessarily for Ocean City, but you might as well include it, so to speak, because it's in the general vicinity of the air quality not being so great. We have mainly clear skies for right now. We have a trough to our north, high pressure system to our south. The clockwise rotation is helping to bring in the winds coming out of the south, reinforcing the southwest flow as well. We warmed to 86 degrees in Georgetown. It's about a degree below the norm for this time of the year. 87 in the numbers, hits it dead center for us in Salisbury. 81 for the high in Ocean City. We have been trending warmer than usual anyway in the first place. You see all these reds, the lighter red, and then there's darker red. Lighter red was slightly above the norm. Darker red, well above the norm, like by 14, 15 degrees. So you can see all the reds, only a couple of slices of blue here, indicating we've been trending statistically, so to speak, towards higher temperatures. Now, you combine higher temperatures with the better opportunity for creating ozone, and all of that scientific goobly-goop comes down to air quality starting to tank a bit for us. We went from green to yellow. We're at moderate tonight, Tomorrow will be in the orange. Now, that's something we need to pay attention to because that means it's unhealthy for sensitive groups, okay? Not necessarily everybody, but sensitive groups. So what groups are we talking about? People with heart, lung issues, older adults, and children should limit outdoor activities, okay? Now, one quick note before I go any further. We also had a bacteria advisory for the beaches and the water that has been allowed to expire. But if you have an open wound, whether it's a cuticle in your nail or something on your body or a scratch, you really want to stay out of that water anyway, even though the advisory has been rescinded. Okay? 87 degrees for the high in Georgetown, Seaford, as well as Laurel. We'll warm to 88 in Cambridge, and we should get up to about 84 degrees in Pocomoke City, Snow Hill, as well as Berlin. Saturday, by the lunchtime hour, we're into the mid-80s nicely. Now, we'll start off in the near 70-degree mark for Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. We could see a spot shower pop up right along Highway 13, well, 13 and 16 cross, okay? North of Seaford and then west of Ellendale and maybe in the Milton area. Brief sprinkle from the south to the north and gets out of the way. Early morning sprinkle possible for us on Monday. The main thing I need you to watch out for, believe it or not, is too much sunshine, if there could be such a thing, right? The UV index is going to be sky high for the next 5 days in a row, and it has been for the previous few days. So this cumulative effect can be dangerous, causing skin cancers if you don't protect yourself properly with the proper sunblock. Won't be so sunny on Monday and Tuesday. Monday rain, Tuesday rain, anywhere where you see green, that's rain. The white stuff right there, that's representing the cloud cover. By the way, speaking of Tuesday, Tuesday is going to be very steamy. Look for a heat index of 103, 101 to 105 degrees, specifically for Tuesday, okay? Last but not least, we're keeping a close eye on tropical depression number 3. Could possibly turn into a full-fledged storm here. It's not moving by much for right now, but we'll just monitor it. I'm going to make it a big deal when it becomes a big deal, okay? Here's a look at the extended forecast. That tropical system actually is going to drag a little rain our direction going into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But once again, when it's time to make it a big deal, that's when I'll make it one.
I trust you, Paul. Thank you. In Bethany Beach, police are looking for a young man they say shot fireworks at people. And new tonight, they say he was last seen running in the 100 block of Garfield Parkway. The photo you just saw shows the explosion on the beach in the top part of the corner of the screen, and police say the man pictured here aimed fireworks at folks for several nights. They say he then fired a mortar-style firework into a group of people on the beach, hitting several people. Officers say body camera images show the suspect, who again they are still looking for. New tonight, President Donald Trump celebrates both America's birthday and the passing of his so-called Big Beautiful Bill. Brian Abel gives us the rundown from the White House.
This is certainly a working holiday for the president. A highlight for him, signing his massive domestic policy bill that passed both chambers on Thursday. He started his 4th of July here with a phone call with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This comes after the call with Russian President Vladimir Putin Thursday that Trump said left him disappointed. The Zelensky call was characterized as very important and meaningful by the Ukrainian president's chief of staff. Zelensky later added that the two leaders discussed air defense and defense production during the call. Then the president headed out for an off-the-schedule trip Friday morning to do his favorite leisure activity, golf, at his club in Virginia. Back at the White House, a big annual event on the South Lawn, a 4th of July military families dinner. This year, however, is abnormal. That's because the president is also celebrating his big political win, the passing of his so-called Big Beautiful Bill, signing the legislation today, closely timed with a B-2 flyover, the same type of plane used to carry out the recent military strikes in Iran. But Trump has indicated his work will continue into the weekend. On Friday, Trump said he will begin sending tariff notices to different countries, letting them know what their tariff rates will be. And the president said that most of those will be effective as of August 1st. The president is also expecting news on the Israel-Hamas front. He said early Friday he expects to know if Hamas will accept a ceasefire proposal in, quote, the next 24 hours. At the White House, Brian Abel reporting.
UPS is offering buyouts to full-time delivery drivers for the first time in its 117-year history. The move comes months after UPS announced it was cutting roughly 20,000 jobs this year. The company had announced it would deliver fewer packages for Amazon, which is its largest customer, due to lack of profitability. Delicious and in danger experts sounding the alarm on Maryland's blue crab population. Then AI and autos, how high tech is being used on high quality cars.
And here's a look at your Gulf forecast. We are anticipating that it's going to be bright sunshine, a bit on the warm side. Good conditions, also good and warm as well.
Crabs are a summer staple on the coast, right? Not just to eat or catch, but also for our local economy. But as NBC's Kathy Park shows us, a declining blue crab population is causing concern.
A Maryland summer wouldn't be complete without blue crabs on the menu, a cornerstone of the state's culture and economy. Just ask the locals.
Been eating crabs since I was a kid.
Why are blue crabs such a big deal around here?
I think it's just the culture too, like all of us sitting at the table, it's just family time.
It's also a lifeline for thousands of watermen, reeling in tens of millions of dollars for the region annually. But the iconic catch is in trouble.
This year's population numbers are the second lowest on record since the survey began in 1990. Very feisty little guy here. The juvenile crabs is what has been low over the past 6 years. And juvenile crabs are an important factor because they are their window into the future.
Fewer crabs mean consumers will have to shell out a lot more. One seafood market reporting to our affiliate, prices are up roughly 20% compared to last year.
How much are crabs going for a dozen?
Right now, medium 75, large 95, extra large 120, and jumbos 140.
Experts point to a perfect storm of threats. Federal cuts potentially impacting conservation, climate change, pollution, and invasive species like the blue catfish. Watermen like Luke McFadden see the impacts daily.
What are some of the biggest challenges that you face every day when you're crabbing?
Definitely just the cost of everything. The margins are so slim in the industry because the cost to go catch crabs is so high. I mean, it cost me $1,000 to leave the dock, whether I catch anything or not.
At 29, this first-generation waterman is no rookie, starting at just 18. But this millennial is putting crabbing on the map with millions of followers and counting.
They still have some green on the shell or blue. They're not done yet.
Showing the world the ups and downs of owning and operating a small business while having a little fun with it too.
That's a nice crab there. It's another full-time job. It's just kind of like doing 3 full-time jobs.
From TikTok feeds to crab feasts, the blue crab is more than just a meal. It's critical to the state's identity. And with so many livelihoods on the hook, protecting them has never been so urgent. Kathy Park, NBC News, Annapolis.
More companies are using artificial intelligence to identify patterns. And now automobile makers, dealers, and rental car companies are using AI too to inspect cars. Linda Baccaro takes a look at the new technology and shows us what it means for consumers.
An inspection of your car like never before. In a span of about 5 seconds, 20 cameras snap images of your vehicle and use artificial intelligence to inspect and decode what they see.
First device is an underbody scanner. It has 5 different cameras that through different angles, it takes thousands of high-resolution images of the underside of the vehicle. If there is any kind of leak, broken part, missing part, that is marked automatically on that vehicle. We can even give you a rust view that shows you different patterns of rust below that vehicle. So right here, we've got our tire scanners on both sides. They help us take high-resolution images of the sidewall of the tire from here and the tread area. These stripes over here help us project the lights with these stripes and actually find dents. So really fine dents besides the scratches.
UVI started in 2016 in Israel to spot bombs under cars. In 2019, it arrived in the U.S. as a tool for vehicle inspections, with operations here based in Teaneck.
Working with now over 500 locations, car dealerships, manufacturers. We've got fleets like Amazon, like Hertz. Yeah, this is a nice cut you can see here.
Haberstadt BMW in Huntington Station, Long Island, launched a monthly subscription with UVI 4 months ago. Andrew Haberstadt calls it an MRI for your vehicle.
The decision-making goes from what the advisor is going to recommend to what is the customer going to actually choose.
Conceivably, you're also seeing things that maybe a mechanic might have missed that maybe a consumer now will get paid for.
Yes, that's correct. So our game plan is show everything 100% of the time, and then we will leave that in your hands. And ultimately, we want to put the trust and the transparency in the consumer's hands.
Isn't that cool?
Greg Campofranco liked seeing the information on his BMW, which comes free, with a hint of concern.
I think it's pretty amazing. I think it's a cool way to know what's going on, and probably also a good way for them to make extra money.
In Huntington Station, Linda Baccaro, Today in New York.
Calling all artists an opportunity in Ocean City. It's super adorable. That's up next. Young artists in Ocean City have a chance to show off their talents this summer. The Art League is inviting kids ages 6 to 17 to join Kids Paint OC. This year's theme is Plein Air, an impressionist movement where artists paint outdoors and capture what inspires them. The winning artwork will be displayed at the OC Arts Center on August 17th, and over $500 in prizes will be awarded. Very cool. Well, have you ever wondered what makes cool people seem cool? Certainly, because I've never been one of them. Well, researchers believe they have cracked the code, saying 6 traits the cool people all have. Follow me on this one. They say the people who are cool are perceived to be more extroverted and hedonistic, also powerful, adventurous, open, and autonomous. So there we are, Paul. Now we can be cool.
Yeah, I've never been cool. And being a meteorologist doesn't make you any cooler. I'm just nerded out. Okay, so look, we're at 75 degrees at Ocean City, and we'll drop down to 69 with mostly clear skies. We do have air quality concerns for Saturday. That means if you have chronic breathing problems, be careful about staying outside for an extended period of time. Our umbrella giveaway winner, now this is cool, Autumn Chalabala of Lincoln, you're our new winner. Keep up with your forecast by calling our weather line, sponsored by Matt Bruckstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. Dry over the weekend, but rainy when Monday kicks in.
All right, Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 11. For more news and local weather, you can download our app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next, and we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great night.